Hi everyone! Today is going to be a very long video, sorry about that, but I'm going to show you all of the 6 panels that I made to put inside of this sort of like photo cube I had lying around. I stamped and cut all of the Lawn Fawn images yesterday, and I made a sort of layout for every one of the panels so I could quickly show you each of them in this video. Let's get started on the first panel. This one consists of a lot of the Totally Awesome stamps that I placed on top of this square right here. The square is 8.5 by 8.5 centimeters, by the way. I will be using Twisted Citron and Mowed Lawn on the grass panels, but first I need to decide where everything is gonna go and then die cut it. For the pond, I'm using tumbled glass and broken china. I've got a little spray bottle filled with water and some liquid stardust from Lawn Fawn, that way I can always just flick on some sparkly water. When I was assembling everything, I noticed that the pond was a little bit too big, and that way the frogs would not fit into the panel, so I decided to just cut off a strip from the bottom. And here I'm just trying to see if it fits inside the plastic cube. And that's 1 down and 5 more to go. For the second panel, I'll be using the little unicorn from A Little Sparkle. I'll be making a rainbow and some clouds where he can stand on. As you can see, I'm using the stitched cloud backdrop to imprint some cloud stitches onto the paper. I'm using spun sugar and shaded lilac for this background. And of course, a magical background should always have a little bit of glitter, so I'll be using my spray bottle again. And you'll see me using it on pretty much every panel this video. I'm going to die cut some of the puffy clouds. You'll see me die cutting all 3 of them, but in the end I only used the 2 bigger clouds. Although I prefer using Lawn Fawn cardstock for anything that I die cut, when it comes to a rainbow, it just seems a waste because you can only use one little piece of the rainbow. So what I do is I use white cardstock and color it in with either Copics or Distress Oxide. In this case, I'm using my Copic markers. That way I won't have to throw away any of the beautiful Lawn Fawn cardstock. going around the edges of my simple puffy clouds with my BG quadruple 0 marker. Instead of using glue, I'm just sticking some score tape on the back of the rainbow. That way all of the panels are stuck together. Giving the rainbow, the clouds and the unicorn some extra sparkle with my Nuvo Aqua Shimmer Glitter Gloss pen. And that is the second finished panel. On to the next one. This might be the panel that I was most excited about because the Copic coloring turned out better than expected. The little mushrooms have a unique color. I love the flowers and the little fairies. So now I'm just gonna arrange everything and make the panels ready with some of the Distress Oxides. And then I can glue all of the little items on there. For the grass, I'm using shabby shutters and peeled paint. I wanted to do a few different grassy colors than the other panels because this is going to be a fairy tale night scene. For the sky, I'll be using peacock feathers, wilted violet and cracked pistachio. I ended up not using the blueprint sketch that you see lying in the bottom. As you can see, the sun has come out and it's shining on my desk right now. But I'm just going to put some glitter on the wings of my fairies. And so my third panel is done, and I'm going to go ahead and make the fourth one. For this one I'm using the Oh Gnome set, along with a few other stamps from different sets. This time I'll be using shabby shutters and bundled sage to create a grassy color. For the sky I'm going with a color combination that I normally don't use, but this is Tattered Rose, Shaded Lilac and Worn Lipstick. And I really like how it turned out. now this one is finished, I'm gonna go ahead with those cute little mice. I'm using cracked pistachio and lucky clover for the grass this time. For this sky, I'm using tumbled glass with the My Favorite Things cloud stencil. And this is yet another finished panel. On to the last one. This time I'll be using the bunny from Really High Five. Because I'm not using a lot of stamps on this one, I'll be using the forest border. I want those pine trees to have a really dark color. That's why I'm also die cutting a hillside, so I can use lighter colors on that to make a nice contrast. For the pine trees, I'm using lucky clover with a bit of pine needles. And for the grassy hillside, I'm using twisted citron along with mowed lawn. For the sky, I'm using two of my favorite colors, tumbled glass and wilted violet. As you can see, I've got 2 boxes of tumbled glass. That's because I noticed that a long time my tumbled glass ink was getting a bit smudged with other colors and it wasn't as vibrant anymore. So I got a new box and I'm strictly using it only for a sky that is just tumbled glass, and I've even got a separate brush for it. And there we have all of the 6 panels that I need for my photo box. I'm gonna assemble it off camera, and if you're still watching by now, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I hope you like my end result and give it a thumbs up if you do, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. Until next time, bye!